Joining me now from Alexandria, Virginia, Charlie Sauer, president of the Market Institute. Charlie, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me on.
Charlie, I mean, I have to point out Booker's performance there was on point. He's really glad. Every time I see him speak, it's like something out of the days of our lives from like some soap opera here. It's totally out of control. And this is what the Democrats were doing the whole so far and up to day 3 is they're being very dramatic. They're focusing on Obamacare because they have nowhere to go when it comes to Barrett's confirmation. She's going to be confirmed. She's very qualified. And so the Democrats are trying to instill fear in the American people that she's going to take away your health care. You're going to end up like dead on the street outside of a hospital because there won't be any more Obamacare for you.
Yeah, this confirmation hearing's been really interesting. The Democrats understand that the confirmation is going to happen, that Judge Barrett is going to be the next associate judge of the Supreme Court. And as a part of that, they're putting on a show. So you saw Senator Booker had all of the posters of people that would be affected by, some of the people that would be affected by the repeal of ACA behind him. But what I find really appalling about it is that the Democrats are really trying to make the case that a Judge Barrett shouldn't make a judgment based on the merits of the case, but instead should make it based on a problem that they created and the fact that now people are on ACA, and that if the Supreme Court finds it unconstitutional, that these people would supposedly, if the Supreme Court decided to draw a line in the sand, be without insurance. But A, the Supreme Court's not going to draw a line right after that nobody has access to ACA. And B, this is a problem that was created by Congress and should be solved by Congress. So not only is it a show, but it's a false narrative that the Democrats created in the first place.
Yeah, and so just to be clear, the Supreme Court will hear this Obamacare case on November 10th. And a lot of the questions that the Democrats were asking in regards to Obamacare really have nothing to do with what's going to be heard. And as you pointed out, it's not Barrett's role to give any sort of insight or idea on a way that she would rule.
Yeah, she's been really good on trying to explain the judicial process. And the fact is that Judge Barrett has written in her academic career about her disagreements with the Roberts Court and their previous decisions on Obamacare. But she's taken time to explain that that was academic writing, and that as an academic writing, she didn't have access to the briefs or discussing the case with the other justices. And that as a judge, there's a different process that you go through, and there's a different process to actually coming to a judgment. And that as a Supreme Court justice, that's what she would do, and she would follow that, which means that she might not go along with her academic writings. But I love these confirmation hearings, starting from Justice Roberts to even Elena Kagan and everybody. When you watch these confirmation hearings, these are the people at the top of their game. Justice Barrett has been sitting there with no notes, talking about case after case after case, and writing after writing after writing. I write a lot. I can't talk to you as in-depthly about an article that I wrote 2 months ago as articles that she's talking about that she wrote 20 years ago. And I find it really fun to watch these confirmation hearings.
Yeah, she certainly has a great memory. I don't understand how she remembers all of that, and that was pretty incredible that she literally came in with no notes. And so it just shows, how ready and able she is to take on this job, especially from these Democrats who just have all these lines of questions just to attack her. And again, they have nowhere to go when it comes to this confirmation, and so they're trying to score some last-minute political points. I guess polling overall shows that the majority of Americans support Obamacare, which I always find that kind of weird because I've never met anyone who's actually benefited from Obamacare. Everyone that I talk to, their premiums and their deductibles have gone up. They couldn't see the doctors that they wanted to see. And I think you told me a story how you were negatively affected by Obamacare. And of course, you're giving us the libertarian perspective and angle on your thoughts on Obamacare, which is pretty much similar to where the Republicans stand on it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. When you ask people whether they like their insurance or they want nothing, they're going to say they like their insurance. So they currently like the ACA as far as a poll's concerned. But if you talk about whether you want a market that works, or if you want healthcare that actually looks as the patient as the client, and therefore takes care of you instead of feeling like you're going to a DMV, that is the healthcare that people want. And so if you expand the polling out and you actually just ask, do you want narrow networks like ACA, or do you want to be able to choose what doctor you want or keep your doctor, then people are going to choose a free market healthcare system all the time. So I think it's a bad question to ask, but the senators also aren't lying about it when they say that people support the ACA in polls.
Absolutely. Well, Charlie, we're going to have to leave it here. Thank you.
Thank you.